J Rose in the building, all the way from Long Island. I love Long Island. Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Queens, but you know.
What do you love about Long Island?
What do I love about it?
Outside of just the space.
It's peaceful.
And
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
certain parts, anyway.
Yeah, it's peaceful. They got a lot of things going on out there, though. The water is nice. I've been to a few, little parks where they have the water.
They got some state parks and beaches. It's
a
cool.
cool vibe,
It's chill.
yeah, to get out of here too. That's a
Yeah.
nice little ride, an hour away to.
Oh yeah,
on a
Shirley,
little-
Long Island. My boy used to live up
that's
there.
far.
Exit 50. Exit,
She's like, oh, that's far.
Nah,
I don't live that
Long
far.
Island.
I'm still close enough to Queens and Brooklyn. Like I still gotta.
Right,
The city
stay
gotta
close. Stay
choke hold on
close.
me.
Yeah, well, you do a lot out here in the city.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
salute to you and all the blessings.
Thank you.
So let's talk about you. Spoken word artist. Now you an author.
Yes, I'll be publishing my first book soon.
Okay.
About to be out here with all the poems.
And what's the name of it?
So the name of the book is also the same as the name of the album,
Right.
which is Pieces of My Crumbled Thoughts.
Okay.
It's just, the book is like a purge of like all the poetry I've been writing for like the last 15 years. I've been writing for way longer than that, but I have in my possession the last 15 years of my writing.
Nice.
And I've never published, a full collection. So it's all going there. Everything from before I started performing to after I started performing. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I remember you were throwing up a lot of reels not too long ago. Like everybody kept asking, when you gonna do your book? When you gonna do your book?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I
Everything
don't.
is timing though. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like I don't know why people always want to rush other people to the process. Like everything is not for everybody at the same time. You know?
and
So-
it takes a lot of work. Like
yes.
like especially if you've never done it before, like recording a poetry album and publishing a book, and I'm doing it simultaneously, which I probably should have just did it one after the other, but I'm like working on both at the same time, and it was just like, wow, this is a lot. It's a lot more than I anticipated, I'll tell you that much.
Understood, for
Yeah,
sure. But it's going to be all worth it. I heard some of the stuff, so I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited for you. So let's talk about the journey. How did you become a poet? Like professionally, because professionally, that's what you are.
Yes, that is what I do. I travel the country to perform. I also am a teaching artist, but I teach poetry.
Right.
So everything that I do is really focused and centered around spoken word. How did I end up doing it professionally?
Like, what was the journey like?
The journey was, I had never performed before, but I've been writing, and I was going through some, difficult situations. Life was lifing.
Life was lifing.
Super lifing, and I needed something for myself. I was in a relationship. I had this like corporate job. I had just had my son, my second child, and this is like 9 years after I'd had my first one. So it was like starting over again.
Yeah.
And I just was so lost. I felt like I was living my life for everybody else but myself. For this, this partner I had, the children, the job, the family, and I needed something for myself. So I was like, I'm gonna host a poetry slam.
Nice.
Never been to one, never performed on stage, but I was already good at like doing event planning.
Okay.
That was like my little side hustle. I was doing like baby showers, graduations, like help, So I kind of combined that with my passion for art, and I did this poetry slam. And being that I was hosting this event, that's what pushed me to have to get on the stage. Then I got on the stage, and it was terrible. My first performance was awful, but I kept going on stages, and then I started doing more events, and then the professional artist actually is more of a recent part of my journey. Because for like the first 4 years, I was mostly focused on the platform. So I started the Rose Garden events.
Yes, the Rose Garden.
Which is like my platform where we host open mics, we host showcases, art exhibitions, all different types of events. And that was my focus, was building this platform, creating space for other people, letting people have space to be heard and seen. And that was really, if you would have asked me like 3-4 years ago, like, what do you want to be known as? I would have said, I want to be known as a curator. I want to be known as like the best curator that knows how to put on a show, knows how to curate talent into one building, knows how to bring people together. That was like what I wanted to be known as. And then little by little, the platform kind of started running itself.
Okay.
People know about it. People are excited to be there. It's running on its own. And I was just like, I think I need to remind people that I do this too. Yeah, so that's when I was like, let me start traveling, and I started like performing at open mics in different cities outside of New York. And that's when I really saw and felt this demand for my art, because people were coming up to me, and it was just like an open mic, so it's not like a feature where I have like 15-20 minutes. I was just popping up to like Philly to do a 5-minute poem, but people were coming up to me and like, do you have a book? Where can I listen to your stuff? You know, and I'm like, no. And I was like, damn. I was like, maybe I should do something about this. And, you know, once I saw that and I started traveling, I was like, yeah, I think this is for me. You know, during the pandemic, you know, a lot of us lost jobs. You know, I was definitely one of those people that lost a lot of contracts that I was doing. I was doing consulting for human resources in different companies. Like one of them was New York Times. But you know, those contracts did not renew when the world shut down. And that year, I just realized, like, I don't think I'm really made to work for anybody else, to be honest. It's not
a lot of people realize that.
It's not for me, and it doesn't come from I hate work, you know, because we all go through that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like, I don't want to, someone else telling me, you know, how I can be successful. Where, like, I've helped build companies from the ground up, and to see the work that I put into those companies and saw how they were successful, I was like, I can do this
for myself.
Yes, I was like, yo, why am I'm bending backwards, like blood, sweat, and tears, when it's like, if I'm gonna do that,
and there's no respect,
if
not even the recognition,
and
they'll
as a woman,
take it
as a woman, it's even harder, because in the corporate world, it's, you know, very male dominated, so it was like really hard to even be respected, and like I would have these great ideas, and then
let alone a woman of color,
that part. That part. So, you know, that I realized, like, I ain't meant to be working for nobody. I'm happy to collaborate and work with people.
That part.
But, you know, right now I love it. I'm teaching artists. I make my own schedule, kind of. You know, I have more control of like how I make money, how much I make, you know, where I go, if I'm available for this.
And if I want to do that, and if I don't, then I'm not going
to. I'm not pressed.
That. Right.
I don't, what somebody once told me, like, all money ain't good money.
money is not.
Right. So sometimes I got to be like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a beautiful feeling when you're able to do that. Even if you need the money, you know what I'm saying? But you know that opportunity is not for you.
No. Sometimes it's, you know, it's not about the money always.
Yeah.
You know, you could make a bag somewhere else.
Exactly. And double and triple that.
Right.
And not have to be bothered with negative energy.
Or changing who you are.
That.
You know, you know, sometimes people, because they're paying you, they create these like boxes that you have to fit in. And I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be in my own box.
Right.
Don't need your money. I'll find it somewhere else. Someone will pay more.
Yes, and yes, they will. Don't be afraid to give them your numbers.
No.
Yeah. So cool. Well, this is dope. I'm excited you be here. So I know you won like multiple competitions. You won the Brooklyn Grand Slam finals.
I did.
And the New York Poets Cafe Slam.
I did.
Okay. Yes. Which one was the most memorable experience from these competitions?
Oh gosh, it would have to be the Brick one.
Okay.
Because I'm not a competitive, even though I started hosting with a slam, I did not compete. I was hosting it. I'm not a competitive person.
Right.
I don't like losing.
Right.
I just like, I'm not a gambler.
Right.
Like, I just, it ain't for me. But I went to the Brick Slam to see Lemon Anderson, who was featuring for them. He's like a legendary poet. He's somebody who's on one of the original Def Poetry Jam poets. And he's somebody that really inspired me while I was in high school watching spoken word. And so I went just to go see him perform in person. I never seen him perform in person. I wanted to meet him. And I'm just sitting there minding my business. And Jive Poetic, who is
I know Jive. We taught at the
Jive,
same school. Shout
he's
out to
like,
Jive.
Shout out to Jive, my unofficial mentor. Because listen, anytime you have a conversation with Jive, he's just mentoring you. It's like,
that's what's up.
So he was DJing the event, and he like signaled for me to sign up for the slam, and I was like, and he was like, again, like really aggressively writing in the air, like, go.
That's what's up.
So I went and I did it, and I won that slam. That was the first time I ever slammed. And when I did my first poem, I walked off the stage, and Lemon Anderson came up to me, and the first words that man ever said to me, ever in life, was, you came here for blood. And I was like, I came here for you. Like, I didn't come here for blood. But it was so like, oh my gosh, a legend is telling me
you
something. And it meant so much to me. And, you know, I've had some conversations with him after that. And, you know, he's also put me onto some amazing life gems. So like, that's how I got into the Brick Slam. And then I went back like 2 months later, and I was like, let me try it again, you know. Signed up again. I won that slam. Okay. And then I was like, okay, this is a thing. And then because I won those 2 slams, I immediately qualified to be part of the finals competition, which was in July last summer. And
I do remember that.
It was outdoors. It was really beautiful, beautiful day. And I went up there and I won the Grand Slam finals. And I was like, yo, it was like so surreal. There was like maybe 200 people sitting out there. So many people came up to me, and I've been able to get some opportunities to teach workshops from just being in that space, because a lot of educators and people that are in the nonprofit sector will come to these events.
Absolutely.
And you know, they're like, yo, you're great, come. I work with kids, I work with this and that. And I've been able to get a lot of opportunities from that. So that win, that Grand Slam win, was definitely like the most memorable. I wasn't expecting, because you know, I never expect myself. I don't walk in there and be like,
I'm gonna win this.
I'm gonna eat this. Like, I be like looking at the other
But that's
poets.
the best way to be, though. You know what I mean? I think being humble and just doing what you do, just speaks for itself.
I'm just, I don't, you know, there's people that slam professionally.
I'm not a slam poet. Yeah. I'm not.
But they like write.
I could, but.
That's what I'm saying. Those people write poems, and they're before that pen hits the paper, they're like, this is for a slam. Right. So they have that intention. So it's very like catered to that. Where like none of my poetry was catered for a slam. It's just my poetry.
Maybe that's what did it. Something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, and then I tell myself, like, imagine if I did write, though, for a slam. I might be a problem. But that's not my thing.
Right. Well, you doing your thing just the way that you are. Keep it organic.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So, but I heard, you know, through other people in the industry, that there's some gatekeeping in the poetry.
Yes, I feel like that happens in any industry where some people can be more successful than others. I feel like the gatekeeping I've experienced wasn't really like blatant. You know, for me, the gatekeeping that I've experienced is just like, I'm just not given an opportunity that I go for. Okay. You know, but I've been blessed that like when I do get to meet people that have been successful in poetry, they've been very open to share information with me and put me on to gems. Nice. So like I haven't fully, I feel like some of the gatekeeping that I may have experienced is maybe not getting an opportunity because I'm a woman, or because not being taken seriously as a woman curator. Like not be like people not expecting that I can't come in here and do a poetry event and fill this room with 400 people that like poetry, and they're like, oh, you're gonna do that? Yeah, and I've done it. I did it. So like that's the gatekeeping that I've experienced. But I also hear stories of people who have been like, oh yeah, you know, I asked this person to tell me about this, and they didn't really like give me any information, or they wanted to charge me for the information. So, you know, we experience stuff like that. Like people have reached out to me like, oh, come perform. You know, you could do a 15-minute set, and you got to pay $25. And I'm like, I gotta pay $25 to give you 15 minutes worth of my poetry. Right. Bro, you know how long it took me to write those poems, memorize them, and like prepare them for the stage? You're bugging. I get paid to come and perform. I'm not paying you for you to give me a 15-minute set. Like, it's like for me, it has to be where I'm gonna do that and. Like,
and there's gonna
everybody's
be
gonna follow me.
There's gonna be this. It has to be.
Everybody's buying my book. Like
that, right?
Like
it
I need
has
to be
definitely
able to
be.
Yes,
right.
I need to make that money back and triple.
And then some.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
so
I'm
there
on the
is
same
that.
Page, right.
There is that level of gay people. I do, but I feel like it's hard for me to be like that, to be like a gatekeeper, because I had to learn all this stuff by myself, you know, and I had to like ask people, can you tell me about this? Like I had to like really, you know, but I feel like maybe it's just something about me. Maybe there's some type of energy that I might come in with, because I recently, a couple months ago, got to meet J. Ivy, who is the Grammy winner.
Okay.
And I met him at a show that he did at the Blue Note a couple months ago. And I had like a 30-minute conversation off stage with him. Like, I would have never expected that man to give me more than like 2 minutes of his time. You know, like, oh, thank you so much, you know. Right. But he was like, oh, let me follow you on social media. Nice. And I started telling him about my story and my journey. And in the middle of the conversation, he stops me. He's like, you know, something in my spirit is telling me to tell you that I'm proud of you. Wow. And like I'm getting goosebumps right now. I like died inside. I can't believe J. Ivy told me he was proud of me.
Yeah, he's dope.
Just met me. But he started giving me tips like, hey, if you want to submit your work for a Grammy next year, this is what you should do. And like, to meet somebody like him, who is a multi-winning Grammy winning artist, and he didn't have to tell me any of that information. He didn't have to put me on, you know. So to meet somebody like him at his level or where he's at, and him not being a gatekeeper, like, there's no reason for anybody else to gatekeep. Absolutely. If J. Ivy didn't gatekeep, then you shouldn't be gatekeep. Like, right. Listen, at
spread
the end
the love. Like,
spread
it's
the
nothing.
Love. Nobody's gonna do it like you.
That is not taking anything away from you. So share. Yes. Like, it's. You know what?
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Give the sauce. Give us the sauce.
Yes. All right, let's move on, because you know we're gonna get.
I'm gonna get heated.
Right. So you've also hosted at the New Year Weekend Cafe. Shout out to La Bruja. She was here on my show before. Yes. What's that energy like?
Oh my gosh. New Year Weekend was the first stage I ever performed at 9 years ago. So to full circle now be a host there is like, I never even imagined myself being there. And it's been great. I feel like I'm sad that I joined the team so late. Like I joined last March. It's just a year. This month is going to be a year that I've been hosting with them. And, but then they closed their doors in October. So it's like, it was like I was very emotional. Like I was, it was so much. And then to experience like all the people that came that were part of the history, to see all those people in one room, especially like the last Friday Night Slam that that Jive did. Oh my gosh. I think I cried for 2 days.
Really?
Yo, everybody came out to show love. Like people that, you know, haven't been there in years, decades, they came out. And it was just so beautiful to see everybody under one roof, just loving each other for that night. No matter what has happened and transpired between, you know, because people sometimes drift apart. But it's been a great experience for me, because I'm still able to be a host there, but I'm still able to be J. Rose. You know, it's not like I came in there and they was like, well, this is how you have to do all your hosting. Right. And, you know, they was just like, this is kind of like what we do.
But you do you.
Yeah, you know, and so I'm able to go in there, host the slam, the Monday Night Slam. Now we're hosting it at they're hosting different events at different venues.
Locations. Yeah, because they're renovating it.
Yeah, right? They're renovating 3 years. A New York reconstruction. That's what La Bruja calls it. And so right now the Monday Night Slam is being hosted at the Bowery Poetry Club. Okay. Which is another legendary place. I had never been there before until yeah, so it was like, oh my God, I've never been here before.
I've been there either.
Oh, you gotta come out on a Monday night. It's fire. It's a beautiful venue. But I love that, like, it's, you know, people respect me there. And I don't know. It's been a great experience. I get to put J-Rose flavor on it. So it's like, I don't feel so restricted where it's like I'm in a box again.
So you hosting next Monday?
Yeah, I'm hosting next. I host every other Monday.
Okay.
I alternate with another host. So I'll be there next Monday, whatever day that is, the 25th.
Something 4th, like that. We'll figure it out.
20-something,
whatever
that Monday is.
Let's look.
I know, right? God. I wake up in the morning
the 20,
like,
the 25th. The 25th. I feel
the
like
25th, yes. I'll be there the 25th. The doors open at 6:30.
Let me put this in because I already know me.
Come on out, yeah. Come on out. You should get on the mic. They not ready for you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Cool. Come by. Let me know.
All right.
Hit me up before you come.
Sound good.
So I know.
All right. Well, you see that's how we do here.
That's how we do.
Because it's a good look with poetry bars and hooks. So my girl J-Rose.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to do, Mr. DWI, if you don't mind, if you could get back to that station over there real quick. And let's drop one of her tracks.
Ooh. Yay.
We'll let him pick one, and then you can talk about it after.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
So surprise.
I'm excited.
Surprise.
I love that.
Good one.
I never knew addiction until I met you. Yet this slight obsession has me second guessing if you're a blessing or just another lesson. Have I finally manifested, or are my history books repeating my past as my present? They say timing is everything, yet time never seems to exist when we make time to coexist. So time feels infinite with every kiss placed on my lips. More than enough seconds to come back for seconds. Minutes turn into hours. Conversations are endless. I never knew addiction until I met you. I mean, I never wanted something so good, so bad. Gambling with my heart, cause the biggest risk is the risk not taken. And all bets were off the moment your shot was taken. Like filet mignon on the Empire State, the stakes were raised. And you bet on yourself. Won me over, but this ain't no race. There's no tracks, just track marks of beauty freckled across your face. See, I'm not afraid to tell a man he is beautiful. Body just the right type, chin resting above my head, just the right height. Smiles that only seem to appear when I step into the room. As if you've just seen a shooting star. No one has ever looked at me with such affinity. And when you wink at me, it feels like I'm the one, your trinity. I never knew addiction until I met you. From the first smile to the first kiss to the first time I let you hit. Who knew addiction would feel like bliss without the ignorance? But here I am, popping pills prescribed by your praises, written on our most intimate pages. I'm not talking about the ones penned in the nude while the moonlight dances on our grins. I mean the ones shared over held back tears and the confessions of our sins, making it safe to deposit your insecurities into my skin. I absorb you like litmus. And although there's some acidity in your past, you're still balanced in divinity from infinity like a blast off the wagon. I thought I was finished with this fixation for a worthy king, but you are the type of addiction that brings a goddess to her knees to worship thee so willingly. You're like kryptonite, but it's giving strength like a chopping block but it's giving length like needles in my veins, piercing through layers of scars just to pump me full of affirmations, reassurance, and affection. How is it possible to be my vice and my recovery at the same damn time? 'Cause 12 hits of you feels like 12 steps towards truth, so it's no surprise I'd move mountains to step closer to you. Being addicted to you is like being addicted to me. Twin flames mirrored by the sun, sealing the destiny of whatever's meant to be. The future's unknown, so let's turn the present to a home. Open palms full of past traumas and just let them go. Admitting that I'm powerless is the first step. I never knew addiction until I met you, but here I am. Hi, I'm J. Rose, and I'm an addict. I feel safe in my divine sexuality.
I wasn't ready to play the next one.
Oh no, that's just the.
Okay. That is the next one?
No,
right?
no.
That was the end of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's like little Easter eggs at the end of every track.
Sorry.
Nah,
my bad.
you good.
Okay. Let me know when you're back. Clap, 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 clap. J. Rose, that was sexy, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were over here talking about how we don't like hearing our voices and stuff.
Oh gosh, I'm like, why do I sound like that?
No, you sounded beautiful though.
Thank you.
So give us the background behind that poem and the name of it.
The title of the poem is Addicted. There is a video out for it. I shot a video for it.
Is that, wait, I don't mean to cut you. Is that the one Nor King did?
Yes.
Shout out to Nor King, who is also on my show. Yes.
Yo, fire videographer.
She's so dope.
Super dope. Yeah, she killed it. So shot that video with her. We released it on Valentine's Day. And so that's out right now. The poem is about being addicted to a person. And we've all been there.
Yes.
And it really, initially the vision for the concept for the poem was, I went to a friend's NA 1-year anniversary of being sober. And I went to the meeting and they were celebrating her, and it was like really moving to hear people's testimonies and people talk about her in a way that like I already knew she was amazing. So it's like, these people, y'all new to this. But it was really moving, and I was really inspired, and I wanted to write something about addiction.
Right.
But I didn't want it to sound really corny, like I was like appropriating like what it's like to be addicted to certain things. So I was like, I've definitely been addicted to love, and I think I can talk about that, or to a person. So when I wrote the poem, it's about being addicted to a person, but I use a lot of wordplay that relates to other addictions like gambling, drugs, sex, like all the things. So like that's how I put that piece together. Yeah. I'm really proud of it. Thank you.
Well, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes. So make sure y'all check out the video, okay? Because not only did she do it, my other girl directed and
shot it. She did amazing. Shout out to Noor.
So we got to support each other, okay?
Yes.
All right. So moving on, let's see. Collaboration is definitely one of your things. I've seen you at the Boost Mobile event that you had here in the Bronx. Well, not in here, where I'm at, but in the Bronx.
Shout out to Boost Mobile, my guy Rashawn. Amazing people there.
Yeah, so let's see. You're a freelance teaching artist and a mentor. You're out here in the Bronx as well, doing that.
Yes, I teach spoken words, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And I do an after-school program on Fridays with, like, elementary school. And on Wednesdays, I run programming in Rikers Island, and I work with incarcerated women. Same thing, doing spoken word, creative writing and stuff like that.
Nice.
So.
How has that journey been for you?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, I know it sucks that I have to go into a prison, but I love the impact that I've been able to make. There's young women that have been released and have come to my events to see me and, reach out for letters of recommendation, and I'm seeing them do better.
Nice.
So it's been really humbling and just a great experience. I love that I can be that like break for them when I walk into that room. They don't feel like they're in jail. They're with me.
A sense of security, a safe space.
Yeah, for sure. They have a voice, you know, and someone's there to listen.
Important. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so now again back to we have the album and we have the book release. The album is going to be released
in 2 days.
Okay,
on Thursday, World Poetry Day.
Yeah,
March 21st. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's coming out on Thursday. It's been working on it for months, so I'm so ready.
Okay.
I have an album release party on Friday, so I'm excited.
Where at?
It's gonna be in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I'll send you the information. Yeah, it's kind of like invite only.
Okay.
Because I can't fit that many people in there, but I'll send you the info so you can pull up. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right, so let's see. Now the next joint that you have has not been released.
No.
So we're gonna air that here first.
Yes. You heard it here first, y'all. You heard it here first.
On a Good Look with poetry, bars, and hooks. And what's the name of it? We could call it.
It's titled My Ancestors' Wildest Dreams.
Let's hear that, and then you could talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's said the women in my bloodline carried villages on their backs, stored history within their tongue, and birthed gods ruled by fire. Matriarch martyrs moving like midnight marauders, guiding lost tribes through quests suited in armor, rooted like arbor, or more like árboles. Stealing the night right from under las estrellas, replacing it with hand-drawn maps on canvases hung miles away from the sketches of Spain, painting picture-perfect portraits to praise Atabey, anointing the sky with a bitch's brew, made from a new kind of blue, where X marks the exceptional, the extravagant, the exhausted. No sleep, yet their beauty still blanketed in boldness like brave mama bears tiptoeing in glass chancletas. Hush, if it's quiet enough, you'll hear their spells of protection whispering in the wind like bendiciones. Can you hear them? Storytellers echoing against Taino pyramid walls, parables with the percussion of an untold past, giving life to prophecies stitched along the seams of my purpose. I am the ender, the breaker, the giver, and the taker. They've made some mistakes, but I've been chosen to be greater, making lemonade from not so freshly squeezed generational lemons. Imagine the burning in my throat from sipping on sour curses just to wash down the lies fed to me. Must be why embers exude every time I speak, unearthing words, unbinding seeds from rotting roots to unhiding weeds, shredding letters never written through my teeth and calling it poetry. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. The inhale, the exhale, and everything in between. They bask in every boundary I bind to my beliefs. They roll off every R that breaks through American English walls erected on native tongues. Bailan bomba, hips sway and twist along the coils of my curls, cantando canciones de los dioses, chanting storms into my eyes so you can see them smile and rejoice. Rip skies open with lightning strikes until you hear their thunder rumble in my voice. They flow through my veins like sangre de oro, so that every time I bleed there's a gold rush. Because the biggest lie ever told is that my ancestors are dead.
You found the new Party 1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
I am not defined by my past.
Okay. You heard that here on the Good Look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. Although we was talking behind the scenes.
Yes.
And that is an exclusive here. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that poem about? Like, give them.
That poem is just about being a generational curse breaker. You know,
so difficult.
you know, acknowledging that my ancestors went through a lot, you know, for me to be here. And, you know, there's things that, patterns that have been passed down to me that I've had to break. And being that person in the family is really difficult because, you know, everyone's so stuck on those ways that when you come in and you're moving different, they looking at you like, why you moving like that?
Ooh,
and I'm
girl,
looking at them like, why you moving like that? Why you being weird with me?
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's and that's what that poem is about, how like, you know, I'm here to acknowledge that, you know, my ancestors did a lot of great things for me, but there's also things that they left that need to be changed. And I'm the one that was chosen to make those changes and to at least plant those seeds.
Absolutely.
So that my children can then continue breaking curses and their children can continue doing that. That's the only way we're going to be able to heal like those really deep rooted generational wounds that we don't even know we carry. I get you know, spirit just be talking to me sometimes. You know, that's how we're gonna do it. It's every generation has to do their part, and I feel like I was chosen to do more than like the ones that came before me.
Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
so
And you're definitely doing that.
Thank you.
So blessings to you. But before we go, of course, let them know where they can find you. But besides that, what is the overall goal, like, you know, on this journey? And if you could give some words of inspiration to someone following this journey.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, you can follow me on social media at My Crumbled Thoughts. It's very similar to the name of the album. The album and the book are called Pieces of My Crumbled Thoughts. But you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, everywhere else, at My Crumbled Thoughts. Or you can Google me, J Rose, J like the letter, Rose like the flower. And the goal for at least my personal creative goal is to this album get nominated for a Grammy.
Nice.
This book do really, really well. And I just want to continue being able to spread the power that is in spoken word, not just to people that are doing it already, but like to young people who don't even know how much of a gift it is to be a great writer and being able to be a great communicator. It makes a big difference. And some words of wisdom is, let me see. Do it even if you're afraid. You know, anything that you haven't done before is always going to feel scary. But if it doesn't feel scary, then you're probably not doing it right. So just get it done. At the end of the day, you can turn back and, you know, it's okay if things don't work out the first time or the way you planned. That pivot is intentional. That pivot is actually going to lead you to the right direction. That pivot is going to lead you to the right door. You know, so just keep focused on that and know that sometimes things don't work out, but it's okay. Right. Because maybe it's not the right timing, or maybe that's not how you're supposed to do it, or, you know, at the end of the day, you have to be ready for your blessings. And sometimes we're not ready for those blessings, so they don't come to us. So make sure that you're just constantly working on yourself so that you can be that version of yourself that you need to be, because that's what those blessings are made for. And watch your circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch your circle.
Watch your circle.
Let's close it out with that. It's a good look with Poetry Bars and Hook. This is my girl, J Rose. You're on Party 101.9, Our Heart Radio, and of course, the Matrix Studio Network.